Hi everyone, and welcome again to my YouTube channel, Woman Enough for Marriage, where we're looking to God's Word, which is the manual, to see how we can practically apply it into our marriages, so that we can enjoy the benefits that God intends for us in marriage. Today I want to talk about time. I want to talk about making the most of time. Time is very difficult to define and describe, even though it's a word that we use all the time. But a simple definition of time is the measured period during which an action, a process, or condition exists. And that's why we measure time, because time is measurable. Time is measurable because time is limited. We don't have all the time, and we also try to measure time in other terms, in terms of lifetime and lifespan, how old someone is, and things like that. They're all a measure of time. But if we think about how essential time is and how limited time is, I think it's also important that we think about how we can make the most of our time, our time as married couples. And one of the acknowledgements of the fact that time is limited as well is, the vow that we take when we get married, when we say, till death do us part. It's also an acknowledgement of the fact that we all have a lifespan. We don't have forever. And so it's an acknowledgement of time. That's why it's good that we talk about making the most of time. I want to read two verses in Ephesians 5, verse 15 to 16. So I'm going to read the Amplified Version. It says, therefore, see that you walk carefully, living life with honor, purpose, and courage, shunning those who tolerate and enable evil, not as the unwise, but as wise, sensible, intelligent, discerning people, making the very most of your time on earth, recognizing and taking advantage of each opportunity and using it with wisdom and diligence, because the days are filled with evil. So my emphasis today is on how we can actually be people that take advantage of every opportunity that we have, people that use our time with wisdom and diligence. The reality of life is there's so many things that is, vying for our time. There's so many things that want our attention. And so how we spend our time becomes very important. And that's why we talk about somebody wasting time. We feel that time is not something to be wasted. So I'm going to try and talk about, practical ways in which we can actually maximize our time together as married couples. One of the mistakes that we tend to make is we're waiting until things get better, waiting until we have more money, waiting until the children are older, waiting until we retire before we can actually spend time together. We forget that there will always be things asking for our attention. And so if we don't make time, make the effort, conscious effort, when life is busy, it might be very difficult to do it when life is on our, in our own terms, less busy. Life might never get less busy, let's face it. So I'm just going to try and look at some practical ways in which we can maximize our time. One of the things we can do as couples in making the most of the time we have together is by making sure we spend quality time with each other. And when we spend quality time together, it's not only that we're making memories, lovely memories, things that we can look back and think, oh yeah, we really enjoyed, we had a lovely time, we had a nice time. It's also that we're helping to build our relationship, to cement our relationship. Because when we spend quality time together, it helps us to connect. It helps our relationship to become more healthy. Regular dates is very important for you as husband and wife. Take time out to, go out together. Not necessarily expensive. When you feel like it or when you can afford it, yes, treat yourself. But even if it is going to McDonald's together and sitting down with, with a glass of Coke together and just drink and have a chat over it, going for walks, just go for a stroll out together, walk and talk, and just spend time in each other's presence. You know, the most important thing is that we make it a regular thing. Put it in the diary. The things that we put in the diary are the things that are important to us. And if we see this as important, then we will put it in the diary as well as things that we need to do rather than waiting for it to happen automatically. When we go on regular dates, it keeps us connected as couples. And one of the things that we can do for our children as well is to be connected as husband and wife. And as soon as our children are old enough to ask why, Mom, why is the childminder coming today? Make them realize that look, it's mommy and daddy's time. Mommy and daddy are going out. Simple things that we can do to help us, like making sure that our children have routines very early, so that by 8 o'clock children are in bed, and maybe from 8 to 10 you can make it a date with each other, whatever you decide to do, whether you just want to lie in bed and just chat or watch a movie together, or whatever you want to do. But it's important that we consciously make effort. Otherwise, you come back, you're tired by the time you cook, put the children to bed, you're ready to drop, and one day rolls into another, and we're not making time for each other. It's also good to spend time to do things together. It could be anything, it could be religious things, go to church together. It could be educative things, attend conferences, marriage conferences, whatever, educative things that you can do together. Fun things as well. You can do fun things together. You can go to the gym together. You can go and watch the movie together with popcorn without the children. You can go to the gym together. If gym is not your thing, you can go for a run around the neighborhood together. Just doing things together helps us to make the most of our time as husband and wife. Again, being present. I talk about, making time for each other, but sometimes, and my husband and I, we're guilty of this as well, and it's something that we have to constantly talk about and remind ourselves about. You are in each other's presence, but you are not present. When we are in each other's presence, it's important that we're present. There's so many things that can distract us. And I think the main culprit is our phones, our mobile phones. You can be in each other's presence, and people, you're on your phones. It's causing a distraction. So if we don't make conscious effort to be in each other's presence, you can be together and you are not together, even though you are physically together, but not connecting on any level. Let's develop mutual hobbies as well. This is, we've found this tough, and it's something that we're still working on. But developing mutual hobby means that there's something, at least one thing that you can do together that is your hobby, that you both enjoy, and that it can help you with bonding and with spending time together. Try new things together. Go on adventures. I spoke earlier on about sometimes we're waiting for when we have time, or when we retire, we'll travel the world. But let's not forget that when we're talking about time, aging is also part of time. Aging is what happens to us when time is going. With every day you're older, there are some adventures, there are some things that you can do together when you're younger, and when you're retired, you're not able to do. So let's not wait until we have that time. Let's not keep waiting until when the children are older. Let's not keep postponing things. Let's make the most of the time that we have now. Weekend aways without the kids, that's also good. And again, if the kids are asking, why are we going to grandma and grandpa's place for the weekend? Tell them, It's because daddy and mommy need to spend time together. Daddy and mommy are going away. It's not selfish. Actually, it's good for the children as they're growing up, because let's not forget that we're role models for our children. The way they see us during our marriage, the way they see us relating now as husband and wife, will be laying the foundation of what they know, which is likely to be their default when they get married as well. So let's remember that aspect so that we don't feel guilty, we don't feel, oh, we're being selfish by we're just dumping our children with some people and then we're going away. It's not selfish. It's actually good for the children to know that, yes, we do things as a family, but daddy and mommy also spend time together on their own. And so many other things that we can do. Go on holidays. It doesn't have to be outside the country. It can be short weekend trips away. You know, so many things. If we are really intentional about spending time together, there are so many things that we can do. So when we're talking about making the most of every opportunity, there are, different opportunities that we can use to, take advantage of: wedding anniversaries, birthdays, so many opportunities. But let's remember that every day is an opportunity. Every day, with every day comes a new opportunity and time that we can make up our minds to make the most of. The most important thing for us as couples is to live every day fully, maximize every time that we have together. And if we do that, if we're conscious of that, we'll be able to love each other freely, we'll be able to love each other without fear, we'll be able to, we will not keep malice, we will not let things fester because we're trying to maximize every day. We don't want, we don't want to waste the time that we have together on things that are not productive. It will also help us as couples to work hard on our relationships so that we can enjoy our relationship. As couples, be adventurous, make your own experiences, enjoy your time together. That's the most important thing. And let's not forget that when we do that, we're able to live without regrets. Living without regrets means that you have taken the advantage of every opportunity, like the scripture that we read says, taking advantage of each opportunity and using it with wisdom and diligence. When we're able to do that, then we will not have regrets at all. We'll be able to look back and say, oh, wow, I had no regrets. I maximized the time that we had together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's remember, like I always say, marriage is to be enjoyed, not to be endured. I'll see you in my next video. God bless.